Hey, welcome to your first activity video. Since this is your first one, I'm going to just give you a quick overview of what you can expect in these types of videos, and then we'll move on to actually doing the activity. So just as an introduction, what I will be doing with each one of these activity videos is shooting the activity in real time. It might not feel quite as concise as some of the other tutorial videos because I'm not using any fancy schmancy video editing techniques. And the reason why is that I just really want you to be able to see each one of these activity techniques in real time from start to finish. This is just going to make it so that you have a true sense of how long it takes to complete these activities. I don't want to woo you or amaze you with expectations of something that's completely unattainable. So there won't be any editing. And so each one of these videos, they might feel a little bit long-winded. So if you do feel like I'm not moving through the content fast enough, I definitely encourage you to hit that gear icon in the bottom right-hand corner of the video window and just increase the video playback speed to something like 2 times speed. And that's really going to help you out. So in this first activity, what I really want you to do is create a drum beat using the duplicate and vary technique, and you'll know that you've accomplished this goal when you have a new clip added to your elements folder. And I realize that in the course progression, the way that it is right now, you may not have watched the file management video, so I'll just go into a little bit of detail with that and an alternative on how you can save these files after you're done. So again, our goal for this video is to create some sort of an 8 to 16 bar drum beat, and we're going to add that to our elements folder. So this technique is called the duplicate and vary technique. So first off, I don't need these 3 tracks. I only really need this 1 MIDI track. And I'm going to be using the session view for this demonstration, and I encourage you to do the same. Next thing I'm going to do is just hop over into the categories area, and I'm going to just choose one of these drum presets. All right, I like the sound of that one, so I'm just going to drag it over onto my track. And once that loads up, you'll be able to see it down in the device area here. Now I can preview some of these sounds. So the first step in the duplicate and vary technique is to create a 1 measure loop, a 1 measure clip. And to do that, you can just double click inside of the clip slot here, and you'll see that we have a 1 measure clip here, just based off of the beat time ruler. So I'm going to create the foundation of the beat first, just using usually the kick and the snare, or the downbeat and the upbeat. So here we go. And I'm going to turn on solo so then you can hear the notes as I'm adding them in. I'll hit my spacebar to preview this. Oh, sorry, actually I'll hit the launch button to preview this. I'm going to slow this down. I'm going to just use the tempo area up in the top left-hand corner to slow this down. I'll add a couple more here. Oh, yeah. Just add this clap on there. Maybe I don't like that. There we go. I don't like that shaker. I think I just like the kick and the snare clap. So now that I've got this 1 bar selected, or 1 bar created, this is our foundation of the beat. I'm going to hit the duplicate button that's located to the left here. And what this is going to do is it's going to duplicate the length of the clip. So now we have a 2 bar long or a 2 measure long clip. And it's also duplicated our MIDI information here too. So now that we have this duplicated, your goal, or my goal in this case, is to make some change to the second half of the clip by either adding or subtracting notes. So I'm not going to touch anything on the right-hand side. On the first half, I'm only going to make a change to this second half. And this is going to help us create some variation and some interest so that it doesn't sound like we're making just loop music. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to just preview this. like the clave. So maybe I'll go like this. You'll notice that I'm just putting my cursor up in the scrub area below this loop brace, and that's giving me the ability to start playback anywhere I click, anywhere you see this little speaker icon. All right. Sure, I'm into that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit that duplicate button again. Now what we have is a 4-bar loop. We're halfway done a musical phrase. So if you probably have guessed it already, what we're going to do is we're going to create some change to the second half of this. We're not going to touch what we had created in the first half. We're just going to change the second half of this by either adding or subtracting notes. So let's see what we've got here. Ooh, I like the conga, so. And let's just go like this. Nice, that's cool. So I'm going to just duplicate this portion that I made. I really like that pattern. So I've created a time selection. I can see this light blue bar indicating that I've selected one measure. And I'll just hit Command D on my Mac to duplicate that section. It's Control D on a PC. Might even move this over a little bit. Let's see if we can get some interesting rhythms happening. Oh, that's groovy. Okay, I really like the sound of that. So now what I'm going to do is maybe I'll just add some extra kick drums here, actually. Yeah, okay, cool. I like that. So you guessed it. We're going to hit the duplicate button again. Look at this. We've got an 8-bar loop here. So just remember that a musical phrase or a musical sentence is usually about 8 bars long. And if you're talking about like a verse or a chorus, usually those are like 8 or 16 bars in length. So 8 bars is a really nice natural feeling length for a drum beat. Okay, cool. So you guessed it. We're going to make a slight change to the second half of this by adding or subtracting notes. So I'm not going to touch anything in the first half. I'm only going to look at 5, 6, 7, and 8. So let's see here. And yeah, let's just duplicate this loop. I wonder if that'll sound good. Okay, I do really like that. The clav is a little loud, so I'm going to just turn it down a little bit, just using the velocity here. And you can see that I clicked on the note of that key to select all of them across that lane. And then I held Command on my Mac. I believe it's Control on a PC or Option on a PC, and you'll get that up and down arrow button, and then you can increase and decrease the velocity of those notes all at once. Okay, let's see. I think I'm on 16th notes here, so I might create a little 16th note pattern. And I'm probably going to do a little velocity pattern, to be honest. So I'm going to switch to the arrow. Okay, that sounded pretty cool. I'm just going to duplicate that all the way over to the 8th bar. And I might switch my beat time ruler to 30-second notes and just do a couple 30-second note flourishes. Let's see. I'll duplicate these. And you know, the clave, it's just a little bit too harsh. So I think I'm going to tune it down a little bit. Let's see, where is the clave? There we go. So I've just toggled between the device and the detail view. Now I'm on the device view. I click on the pad that I'd like to adjust. You can see that this is the clave. This is the simpler device. And I'm just going to look around and see if I can find a parameter that says something like transpose or pitch. So let's just see here. Classic, attack, frequency. Well, it's not on this main page, so I'm going to switch over to the next tab in the controls tab, and we'll see if we can find it. Transpose. There it is, transp. And I'm just going to turn this up or down and just kind of see if I can find a spot that I like. So let's start from here. Maybe I don't like the clave at all, actually. I think I'm just going to switch that to, oh, hi-hat closed. Perfect. Sick. Woo! All right, okay. I love the hi-hat, and I love what I did on that second half here. So what you'll find with the way that I like to produce, and maybe if you're even just active listening to some of your favorite music, that at the end of every 8-bar sentence, 8-bar musical sentence, you have some type of musical punctuation, I like to call it. And that's some sort of a fill, whether it's a drum fill or a bass fill or something like that. And that just creates a little bit of tension right at the end of that musical sentence that just kind of creates a little bit of lubrication before that sentence flips over and starts over again or moves into the next phrase. So I'm going to use the whole 8th bar of this phrase as my fill. I'm just going to start by deleting all of those, and I'm going to emphasize the downbeat of that measure, the 8th measure, by adding a kick drum and maybe some sort of a cymbal. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I might do a tom fill here, actually. Bup, 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 bup. Let's find a tom. Yeah, there we go. And I'm thinking it's probably a 16th note thing, a 16th note fill. So I'm just going to grab that, duplicate it across. So now I've just got a bunch of 16th notes, and I'll listen to it. Nice. And I think I have a couple other toms. Is that the only one? Okay, that's the only one. So I'm going to emphasize this by adding maybe a kick as well. So I'm going to select them. I'll hold Option while I'm dragging these down. Nice. I'm adding just an open hi-hat to the beginning of this loop. Okay, beautiful. If I wanted to, I could hit that duplicate button again and make a 16 bar loop if I wanted, but in this case, I only want to make that 8 bars. And my mission is almost accomplished for this activity. And so the very last step to this is to add this clip to our elements folder. And again, you may not have watched the file management video yet. If you haven't watched that yet, then what you can do is go File, and we're going to save this live set. And I encourage you to put this somewhere on your desktop or somewhere that you're going to be able to retrieve it easily. You might want to call it something like Activity 1 Drum Beats. And just save that on your desktop for now. Once you get to the file management video, then you'll know what you can do with these pieces fairly easily. I'm also going to demonstrate what you'll do if you have already watched that file management video and you already have the elements folder set up. This is going to be really important for this workflow. This is really the core of the speed production workflow, and I just can't emphasize that enough. You haven't finished the task until you get a clip inside of your elements folder. So here's the elements folder. I have a bunch of these folders that inside of the elements directory that are for all of your musical ideas. And in this case, we've just created a rhythm. You can open this up and you can see all of the other rhythms that I've created in the past. These are all awesome ideas that might get turned into songs or used for songs. And so I'm going to look at the naming convention here. You can see that it says BPM, key, mood, and description. So I'm going to give this a name that follows that naming convention. So Command R when you click on the clip to switch it into rename mode. And I can look up in the top left-hand corner here. I can see that I'm doing 90 BPM. Perfect. I'm going to go underscore. I don't have a musical key, so I'm going to skip the musical key. If I were to use some of these synth chord tonal sounds and it sounded like there was some musical key, something either harmonic or melodic inside of this drum beat, then I would use the key, C minor, C major, whatever it might be. In this case, I'm not. So the next category is mood. And you know what? This feels groovy. Groovy and chill. And these are just words that I use in my normal day-to-day life. And so if I'm looking for a piece of music, a rhythm that has this certain feeling for me, then I'm most likely to search for something groovy and chill. So that's the mood. And then I'll go hyphen, and I'll do groovy drum beat that reminds me of the Gorillaz. And I think I spelled that wrong. Let's go with that. Used, I'm going to say maybe built for the activity course. And the description area, I encourage you to just keep it long-winded. Just type whatever comes to your mind, like whatever is going to be a good reminder for you, because at the end of the day, the main thing that we want is we just want all of these keywords, because then later on, if you're up in your search bar here and you're looking in the elements, I might go something like groovy or drum beat, and then that piece will come up. So let me do this last part. This is the part that signals to you that you've done the task. So I'm just going to grab this clip, I'm going to drag it into the rhythm directory of the elements folder, and you can see that it's there. It's got its rename mode if I wanted to update the name again, but I don't. I'll hit enter, and now there it is. So if I'm in the elements folder and I want to look for something that's groovy, look at that, comes right up. And then if I want to use this, I can just drag it into the session, and then I can just use it right away for anything. Okay, that's it for this activity. Your task is to make a bunch of these. I encourage you to set aside at least 30 minutes every day, especially for this first week that you're going through this, and try to make at least one beat using the duplicate and vary technique per day. Of course, you can do a lot more during the day, but I absolutely encourage you to do this and just start filling up that Elements folder with your new ideas, because these are going to be pieces that you'll be able to use later on for your music. Okay, enjoy, and I will see you in the next one.